where there is culture in society, where there is cause and effect kind of a relationship, where there is governance, where there is change. And that is what is, I believe, something which I'm focusing at. A model which, despite whatever happens with our technology and all these kinds of things, this thing works on this. क्या मैं, मेरा ultimate goal ये है कि क्या मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ, क्या मैं ऐसे कंप्यूटर को ऐसा सिस्टम बना सकता हूँ, the system tells me, बेटा, मेरे बेटे को ये बोले, मेरी बेटी को ये बोले, बेटा, ये सही नहीं है, ये गलत है, यूँ करोगे तो यूँ होगा, ये हमारे तरीके के मुताबिक नहीं है. What is that तरीका? Can we have the systems like that? Can we have a moral, ethical system which guides me? This machine guides me that what is right and what is not right. आज मैं जब systems, आज मैं निकल रहा था, आज की classic example देता हूँ मैं. आज मैं जब अपने कमरे से रात को we had a stay, आज मैं अपने कमरे से निकल रहा था. So I forgot to switch off the lights of the bathroom, and then I turned back. I said, it would have been very easy अगर sensors लग जाते, sensors खुद ही कर लेता. But that's not the answer. That is not the answer. I want a system which tells me, hey Zubair, can't you realize you're wasting energy? Go, change your action, switch off. That is what I want. The sensors are going to make the environment rich, but हमारी human values को तबाह कर देंगे. What I'm concerned is this retention of the human values with technology. That is what I call sustainability. Simple problems, simple solutions, connecting humans with technology at the back end. And the experience behind this reflections are all these 20 plus years of this. This is my email. I am available on LinkedIn and the Googles, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for exposing us with the interesting areas of research and the open research areas. Please, if you have any questions, you are welcome. Yes, please, give him a mic.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Dr. Zubair, for your informative keynote speech. I have two questions. Just now I came to know that you have a vast experience of human-computer interaction. So you are talking about pervasive computing. In your keynote speech, I came to know that you are talking about ubiquity, means everywhere. But one thing which is very important, context awareness. In pervasive computing, there is one concept also, context awareness. So, and the second thing, at what stage we are in pervasive computing, talking about the Pakistan. Other thing, you talk about virtual teacher and virtual student. What exactly you mean about virtual student and virtual teacher concept? Thank you.
Talking about the context, there are various definitions of context, and then obviously context aware comes के उसकी awareness को आप कैसे sense करते हैं. We have defined, this is our definition which is documented now and which has been which is now being accessed, and this is the precise definition of the context which is my definition and which is now available on journals, and it's published in the impact factor journals as well. It's basically it doesn't clash with the other definitions as well, but it defines context as something which you can basically measure. It's basically an event. मतलब इस वक्त जो हम इस context में बैठे हैं, आपसे मैं बातचीत कर रहा हूँ. It's basically this auditorium, and this auditorium में जमा इसलिए हुए हैं कि there is a conference which is taking place, and we are at the same time जिसमें हम लोग खड़े हुए हैं, बैठे हुए हैं और बातचीत कर रहे हैं. So this is the time kind of thing, and there are actors, me, you, and all others are also there. Supposedly आप ही होते सिर्फ और मैं होता यहाँ पर और कोई भी नहीं होता है, no one else would have been. Probably वो richness उसके aspect नहीं आती. हो सकता है मेरी ये जो सारी के साथ तकलीफ कर रहा हूँ वो भी मैं इस तरीके से न कर सकता जब तक के audience ना हो and all that kind of a thing. शायर जिस तरीके से शायरी नहीं कर सकता अगर उसको तमाशाई न मिले. So the context is basically on the artifacts and the actors they interact with certain things and tools, etc. So this is what is the definition of context. Context aware normally is taken up as a term which is based on the sensors and the other environments which are out there, and they try to sense the state in which we are. So maybe the chair is sensing you as if you are sitting, maybe the sound, etc., and environment and the camera is saying that you are focused over here. So that's the context, nature of the environment, etc. We are at a very high stage from the sensing environment kind of a thing. There are many things. You can search it. अब तो ऐसे आ गए कि आपकी गाड़ी खुद बता देती है आप सो रहे हैं नहीं सो रहे हैं, आपको कॉफी दूं, आपको गाने से जगा दूं, आपको किसी से जगा दूं, आप सोए नहीं, etc. And the car is a self-driven cars आ गई हैं. So context rich तो बहुत environment हो गई है. That context rich environment is out there. And it is context aware environment also आ गई है. लेकिन मेरा आप perspective समझे, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि context aware environment पर रहते हुए मेरा human की जो values हैं वो compromise हो. यूँ ना हो कि मैं इस context aware में रहते हुए मैं सब चीज़ भूल जाऊँ और मैं उस पर इतना dependent हो जाऊँ कि मैं उस पर सब चीज़ छोड़ दूँ. So that is my perspective of context awareness. I am not against the technology. I do want technology. And I'm sure that technology is going to come in a huge way, and it's changing our lives altogether. I mean, I can't live without my cell phone and WhatsApp and all these kinds of things, etc. But at the same time, with my Samsungs and iPhones and all that kind of a thing, I do want that. But at the same time, it has to be there. So that is context awareness kind of a thing. State of context awareness in Pakistan, it's all this gets translated into the products. Already sensor-driven products are already out there in the market, and more are going to come. But if you want to see that, do we have intelligent highways around us? No, we don't have intelligent highways. We are mostly in the database and the rudimentary stage of it in the Pakistan, etc. But things are improving. I mean, they slowly and gradually this gadget-based revolution is going to come. Virtual teacher is the teacher which I meant. For example, if I'm not around, some avatar starts teaching. So maybe if I'm not around, you can't see me, but I keep on talking, and then how much it affects your interaction. How much interactivity is there. Do you want to see me and study, or if I'm not here, I'm sleeping, and yet my voice is coming to you, but still you have that interactivity. So the level of interaction between a person's moods and person's levels, etc., that is virtual teacher, and the student is virtual. It may not be the teacher in front of me. I'm trying to teach a course over here, and I don't have real students in front of me. All I have is icons which are out there, with an icon in a cartoon or a comic or some avatar which shows you, and I'm teaching to those. In reality, that might be mapped with you, but probably in front of me there are only cartoons and Tom and Jerry kind of things. Am I teaching to Tom and Jerry's? You can pick up any avatar, any face. So that's virtual kind of a student kind of a concept which is out there. Yeah.
So Dr. I have a question that you talked about human values, and you give an example that system should tell you, or the technology should tell you to do right things rather than doing it itself, because the argument is that our values will go down the drain. But these values are also learned behavior. It is linked to the knowledge and the epistemology. It doesn't come out of nowhere. And the technology can help that knowledge transfer or the knowledge design at the very first place where the values start building up. So rather than reminding you every time that please go and switch off your lights, you already know it that you have to switch off your light every time. And that's where technology can do this. So are we not trying to go in details rather than focusing on the basic fundamental epistemological issues where values can be corrected if they are created well at the first place?
I don't think so, the way you are describing it. I don't think so. Because there are certain values का ताल्लुक जो है हमारे culture से भी बहुत है. There are certain value systems which we inherit from our culture also. And so certain things which might be norms in Ireland, Dublin, might not be norms over here. It has the society impact also. And there are certain things which you can't do in front of your parents over here, but probably one can afford to do it probably in US, etc. And I drive that, motivation from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As a Muslim, it's my belief that he has the best personality and unka jo hai cheezein. So I'm driving this thing from ahadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam कि वो values की क्या value systems हैं. So I'm trying to create an ontological model on the basis of the ahadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's personality, personas उन्होंने किस तरीके से बताया. एक इंसान को क्या होना चाहिए, नेबर्स के साथ उसका क्या सलूक होना चाहिए, अखलाक की क्या डेफिनेशन है, उसकी जो है माँ बाप के साथ की डेफिनेशन क्या है. So can we have these kinds of things related in the system? And then when I am my son or someone and myself, when I am on the system, my system itself tells me, hey, you shouldn't be talking like that with your elders. Okay, you shouldn't be talking like that. So my system is slowly and gradually telling me that you shouldn't be doing it. You're using a foul language over here. A Muslim is not supposed to use a foul language. Or if I am selling something on a transaction based, it's taking place on e-commerce or m-commerce, whatever you want to call it. It's a transaction which is taking place. My system knows it, it's faulty, and I'm still selling you for certain things. It has got nothing to do with any Wikipedia, or it has got nothing to do with it. The system should tell me, listen, I know it, it's a faulty thing, you shouldn't be doing it. So that's the kind of the goal which I have, that a system acts as a recommender system to the person. Obviously, a man is responsible for his or her action. The computer is not going to go in heaven or hell. It's the person who is going to go. But at least it acts as a recommender system. वही वाला माहौल जिसमें बड़े कभी होते थे, हम कभी शरारत नहीं कर सकते थे जब हमारे सामने बड़े मौजूद होते थे. अब तो बड़े जा रहे हैं. अब तो बड़ों ने भी छोटों को बोलना छोड़ दिया है. क्या मैं उस कंप्यूटर को कुछ बड़ा कर सकता हूँ या नहीं कर सकता हूँ? ये मेरा गोल.
Thank you. I know participants have many questions, and obviously this is very interesting task. But we are running out of time. So last question from our honorable guest from Tahar.
Hi. I think you touched. Thank you very much for your talk, first of all, and I think you touched so many very sensitive questions. I believe, which they are not really, they are not contradictory and very in different ways. I think we may try to address them in different way in order to answer them properly. Of course, I agree with you when you said you forgot your the light in your toilet and you want a sensor to tell you. How about having fire, and then it's on fire, and then he will tell you, you have fire in your toilet. What do you think? Do you want me to switch it off, or but it's too late? So I think these are the questions that are that are very difficult. Okay, maybe the matter of switching off the light it's not really that big, but fire is really big, or flood or something like that. That's why I think we need maybe to approach it in a different way to come up with this technology that will be intelligent enough, switch the light when it's necessary, tell you, give you feedback when it's necessary. I think that's there is a balance of that. The other it's only a comment, and then I would like to make maybe a comment as well on your slide, but the research paradox you mentioned. We are not looking for recognition. I never looked for recognition. I think the paradox, in my view, is every one of us is looking for research results, but nobody wants to put their hand in their pocket to pay for it.
Yes.
That's the paradox, because the research is innovation. Every country who has research, very high level, they create innovation, they create wealth. But if we cannot put our hands in our pocket to finance, to put the money in the research, as you know, we are always fighting to get my project. I have to spend maybe 50 to 80% of my time, even free time, to write proposals to get funding. that's the paradox. I don't know if you have an idea about this.
No, I 100% agree. By the way, I sold my researches for free to the foundations and to the absolutely non-profit organizations. I sell it for free. I mean, I just give it to them. I do want them to use them and utilize them. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, we don't see that happening in the and getting it commercialized, and for that there is a different effort. You usually have to spend money from your own pocket for that. Yes, that's true. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm around for the